here are some tips and tricks of daily gratitude habits that you can adopt this current week moving forward into 2026. So many different things, but like a big one is sending a gratitude text to someone who you talk
Yes.
to regularly or talk to like not as regularly, because when you do that, it shows that you were thinking about them, and then they react in such a positive light. Maybe they needed that morning, maybe
Yes.
they needed a good pick me up. And when you do that, that carries on to maybe they do that and the next day, or so that is very beneficial when you send like how much you really appreciate somebody as far as a text message or a phone call or anything like that. Just let them know, hey man, I really appreciate you. We had that one conversation that one time, or like you're always such a positive light. That really takes somebody a long, long way, because I mean, personally, right now, I'm starting a whole new job. I've been talking about it a little bit on the podcast, and like people have been showering me with gratitude and love, and it's
Yeah.
felt so amazing. My last 3.5 weeks here at this new position has my mental health has been infinitely better than the last 2.5 years at my other position. So I'm super thankful for that. But anyway, yes, sending gratitude to someone specifically in the morning is always a great way to help somebody get through their day. The three things as a morning practice. Now, what I equate this as is three things that you're happy for, three things that went right in the previous day. So you know that, okay, those things really stuck out to me the
Yeah.
previous day. Let's look forward to, capitalizing on those or making three more things that are awesome for us in this current day. And then, of course, journaling. Journaling is a big thing. We advocate for journaling. It definitely, helps you brain dump after, a
Without doubt.
stressful, a happy, I think that's, something that we don't talk about enough. Happy journaling. We always talk about trying to get our emotions out as far as like sadness or mad or depressed. But if you're like happy journaling, that's like the best kind. And I mean, it all ties
Without doubt.
ties back to the Thanksgiving cultural reminder that it's not only one moment of the year, it can be every single day of just being thankful and that gratitude for the world we live in and the people around us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up a text, and literally it was so funny because I literally just sent one exactly like that. And because it's important, and I send these out regularly to people. One that I said, "Hey, in case I don't say it enough or let you know it enough, I really really appreciate you, and I'm so happy that you're in my life. I value you, and I just hope you know that you're a good person with a kind heart, and I'm thankful you're in my life." Something just that simple. It was random, a morning text, just like, "Hey, just wanted to say this to you today because I felt like you needed to hear it, or I needed to say it." And you're right, it is. When you get a text like that from somebody, just randomly out of nowhere, that changes your whole day, maybe your whole week, right? And I regularly get texts like that. So I regularly send texts back like that. I think it's critically important to just let the people in your life know how thankful you are for them and how much you appreciate them. You and I talk every day. Me and Emily talk every day. I've got a handful of people that it's a day-to-day, everyday conversation. But there are people in your life that you don't have the opportunity to talk to every day. And so I think it's critically important to let them know that you are grateful for them, that and while you might not talk to them. And yeah, the journaling. I mean, you and I both journal every day, and my part of my morning routine is meditation. And in my meditation, I start it with the things I'm grateful for, including waking up that day, as I said earlier. And it does. When I go into the gym and people see me, they're like, "Oh my God, you're always so wide awake and vibrant. Oh, how the hell you do that this early in the morning or whatever?" It's because I start the day with that meditation and that process of being thankful for what I have and what I'm about to do and what I'm about to accomplish that day. And then I journal at night. So I basically start the day with a session of gratitude with my meditation, and I close out the day at the end of the night with a gratitude of in my journal. Hey, this is what happened today. This is like a little piece of my life or sliver, and I think that is important. And I'm glad you brought it up because two little simple techniques like that can change your whole day. It really can. Plus, it gives you. You ever do you do this? Because I do this on a pretty regular basis. I go back if I'm having a bad day and read my journal.
Mm.
And I go back if I'm having just if I'm struggling for whatever reason, and I read my journal, and I'm always finding things in my journal that make me smile. Like, damn, that was a good day. Yeah. So that suggestion for any of you guys out there that might be having a bad day: if you journal, read it. Remind yourself of all the good things that happened. I bet you don't have to flip very far to find a good thing that you wrote down one day. And you'd be surprised at how simple that is and how quickly it can turn your bad day good. So, yeah, just a little suggestion. I don't know if you do that, but I find myself doing that often if I'm having a bad day. Let me go back and look at that good stuff. So it works, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've thought about doing that before, but I'm running 1,000 miles a minute, so it's hard
Yeah.
for me to do that. But yeah, again, we preach journaling. It's definitely so beneficial for so many different
It
reasons, and we
is.
want to invite all of our listeners and watchers out there to take a pause this holiday season and just go step by step as far as reflection and think about the person or people that you do appreciate in your life. You can think about something good that's happened to you this past week or past year, and think of something about yourself that you're grateful for, something that you have grown from, moved past, or continued to adapt to. I think that's so important as well. I mean, because there's so many situations that are out of our control that you do have to adapt to. So
Yeah.
being able to adapt in certain and different situations is a very useful skill that you should be thankful for. So I think that is very important as well.